emotion from me whatsoever. He's like, yeah, I want a game. Cool.
Yeah.
I do this all the time. It's my
It's rare
job.
it's rare to see him smile, but you think maybe the Warlock doesn't mean that much, but I was thinking maybe Saiyan's going with some type of strategy that is just really strong against Zoo. Because he has Patron, he most likely has Freeze Mage, which is, I'm guessing is his mage deck. It could be some different variation of Control Mage. But, the Warlock and Shaman seem a little bit off in that case because Zoo does do relatively well against most versions of Shaman. I think it's usually pretty close, but it's usually would be considered a Zoo counter, so to speak.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's kind of the intent here as well. So, curious to see what this Warlock build is going to be. Maybe he's got something up his sleeve to help tackle Zoo, but if it's Patron for Zoo, if it's Freeze Mage for Zoo, and if it's sort of a mid-range Shaman deck with a couple Lightning Storms thrown in it, that would really tell me he's aiming at sort of the board-centric classes that really need to get stuff on the board, and repetitively so with. It is going to be Zoo. Maybe Zoo's just the Zoo counter.
Yeah, sure. Why not? I mean, that is brutal.
That is an ugly hand from Phonetap. And I'll tell you, one of the ways you end up losing in the Zoo mirror is just not doing enough in the early turns. He's got nothing to play on turn 1. He's got nothing to play on turn 2. Justsaiyan has multiple options and ways to trade up. TJ, I hate calling games this early, but I think this one's just over.
Yeah. The one good thing about Phonetap's hand is that Soulfire will discard a bad card. That's the bright side. And Phonetap can't help but laugh slightly. I think you just have to Soulfire. Like, as bad as it feels. Like, you can't... If you lose board control that handily early on in a Zoo Mirror matchup, you lose the game. That's just how it is. I mean, that's how it is in a lot of Mirror matchups where there's no sort of comeback or swing mechanics. I'm talking about like Aggro Shaman versus Aggro Shaman, or that when they don't run Elemental Instructions, or Lightning Storm, Temple Warrior, Zoo. When you lose the board, you're done. You're done for, unless you have a huge health lead by that point.
Yeah, man, he's lost the board here on turn 1. I mean, this is... I honestly don't know what the route to victory is here. It feels like Phonetap's hands just have not produced for him last couple turns. I mean, his hand last game was even very good. Justsaiyan was able to shut down everything. And is going to go for Soulfire on the 1-3. Understands that extra health is worth a lot more than extra damage from your opponent is right now. And I like the play from him. Saiyan just going to keep cranking out. With 2 Abusive Sergeants and Direwolf Alpha. We'll see what he discovers here. And Discover's not so good, but Mortal Coil, it's a totally fine one. Just keep the gas going and more ways to continue to trade up.
Yeah. The board control cards that you can pick up from Dark Petal are usually the better ones in this matchup. Voidwalker, which is just, on average, better stats than most 1-drops. Mortal Coil, Abusive Sergeant, Powerful Woman. Those are the cards that you want to go for. And even though Mortal Coil is probably not the best one, since it doesn't leave something lying around, 1 health can sometimes be what you need, or 1 damage can sometimes be what you need to between a full clear and leaving your board susceptible. So definitely like that choice.
Councilman's sort of a welcome draw here. I imagine Imking Boss would have been a little bit more welcome, but
yeah.
Wow, he's gonna life tap here. I'm very surprised by the life tap.
I mean, he's worried that if he just plays the Councilman on the board, it just gets traded into by the Flame Imp and the Dark Peddler. I mean, I guess he could trade in he'd have to trade in the Possessed Villager to get that summon to bring the Darkshire Councilman up to 2 attack. But I would have liked that better than the play that he just made, where he trades it in anyway and just kills off a Flame Imp effectively. Not the best.
It's going to be Mortal Coil from Saiyan. Let's see if he picks another 1-drop here. Does not, so it will be Possessed Villager, Abusive Sergeant, and the assault begins.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look at how decisively Justsaiyan's won the board. 6 cards versus 4. 3 of them developed.
Mm-hmm.
And even the Crazed Alchemist actually is really good here because it can swap over the Darkshire Councilman and easily trade it up. I mean, it's almost a 3 damage swing at this point. And so Phonetap kind of understanding that Councilman is just not very strong right now, considering Peddler as his initial play.
Yeah, I mean, Peddler into like a second Voidwalker or even like a Mortal Coil would be decent in this situation, because if you're not interacting with a board on your turn as Zoo, you're giving your opponent full initiative. Whereas if you play a taunt or if you are able to get Mortal Coil, then you are interacting with the board. And it looks like he is just going to settle on Darkshire Councilman. I think this is just straight up more powerful, but maybe not quite as flexible.
Wow, this cleanup from Justsaiyan is so strong. Direwolf Alpha, run over the 1/3. Crazed Alchemist on the 2/5. Run it over. Just got everything.
Can even Abusive Sergeant your Abusive Sergeant.
Certainly a play he's considering. I think he's also considering using the Possessed Villager and Soulfire in this spot. Like, how valuable is the Crazed Alchemist at this point? I personally like just having the extra body on board.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what he's going to go for. And once again, just continues the assault. And no real return here from Phonetap. Direwolf Alpha. I mean, Dark Peddler's going to basically have to draw Mortal Coil or Elven Archer here, I think, if he wants to win.
And even then, it's like you're Mortal Coiling the Dark Peddler and then just moving the Crazed Alchemist over to be able to contest something large. I mean, 2 damage is all you need in that situation, but still, it needs to be something good. And Possessed Villager and Voidwalker are both decent options, but with the state of the board right now, he's going to need a lot more than that.
So once again, Saiyan able to clean this up very easily. With 3 1-cost cards to play, that means he can Soulfire when his hand is empty and Life Tap this turn. Just a matter of figuring out what the order of operations is here.
Like 5 1-drops in his first 10 cards. That's what you want to see.
I'm thinking like this play a lot. It's going to be buff Crazed Alchemist, Soulfire on that Direwolf Alpha. Use the Crazed Alchemist to run over this Voidwalker. Possessed Villager trades up into the Dark Peddler. And then it's full board and a card versus 1 card and no board for Phonetap.
This is good old-fashioned mechanical Hearthstone at its finest right here. The most efficient board trades possible. That's what Zoo Mirrors are all about. I mean, this one's kind of like lopsided at the get-go, but Justsaiyan's finding the ways to keep all of his minions alive, which is definitely an art in and of itself. And it looks like this is going to be the tap out from Phonetap, and Justsaiyan's going to take a lead in the series, getting 2 wins in a row over that Zoo Warlock. Now just has to finally win with the Mage, which if it's Freeze Mage, he's going to have a pretty good time, I feel.
Yeah.